Do a lob.
Oh. One more.
Give me another lob.
Okay.
No, a lob.
I'm going up.
Yeah! What is up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another episode of the What the Fanboy podcast. I need to figure out how to change that. We're not live this week, but Chris is back.
Yay.
What's up, everybody?
He made it.
Yeah, I am still alive.
Yeah.
Woo! And next to me, it's my good friend, the one and only, the beautiful, the vivacious,
I don't know what that means.
the Tyler Davis.
You gonna take me out to dinner too, or? My goodness. Well, hey there. And to my left is the beautiful Brett Eitzen.
I missed you.
Thanks.
The business beautiful Brett Eitzen. I missed you too, Chris.
Chris, remember
I'm glad
when
you're
you
back.
used to-
Okay, hold on. Vivacious, attractively, lively, and animated, in parentheses, especially of a woman.
Thank you.
Take it as a compliment.
I love it.
But, yep, we're back. We're not live because we've got some busy weeks coming up with Brett being gone, and my brother's getting married, and I have to help out with that. And actually, they do too, but I'm the brother, so.
Okay.
Anyway, what do you... I think we should start with Chris. Chris,
Yeah,
you've
let's
been
start
gone a
with
while.
Chris.
Yeah.
What you been up to?
So I've been up to a handful of things. One, injuring my shoulder, playing Ultimate Frisbee at Luke's brother's bachelor party.
Was it worth it?
No.
I was gonna say shoulder injuries are horrible.
And if I recall correctly, it wasn't even to catch a pass. I just kind of fell.
Oh, it was when you fell?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really messed my shoulder up real bad.
That is super unfortunate.
He went
Yep.
too hard.
I went way too hard.
Hard in the paint. Waka Flocka would have been proud.
But now I'm on some medically prescribed steroids and it's doing much better.
Nice.
Besides that, I've been playing some more Stardew Valley on my Switch,
Nice.
which they still don't have multiplayer on Switch yet. But I mean, Stardew Valley is still just a great game.
That was my next question.
So much fun. I watched the Amazon Prime original Electric Dreams based on Philip K. Dick's stories. And I would definitely recommend it, especially if you're a fan of like Netflix Black Mirror, something like that. It's a similar anthology series, but each episode is based on Philip K. Dick's sci-fi stories. And it's fantastic. I loved it. And then I also watched the Marvelous Miss Mabel on also Amazon. And if you like comedy and like the process of comedy and of comedians, definitely recommend it. I love that show. Probably my favorite Amazon original. It was tons of fun. And they announced a second season, which isn't out yet, but man, that show was just really, really good. Also, I've been watching Castle Rock, the Hulu original. I've just been hitting it hard with the streaming services original content lately.
Love it. Is Castle Rock good?
Yeah, Castle Rock's it's the Stephen King shared universe. It seems like it's gonna be like a great kind of like suspense mystery. I'm only on like episode 3, I think, but it's giving me similar, like it's filling the void after watching True Detectives for me. Like still very different because it's much more like sci-fi horror, whereas True Detectives was more grounded. But it's kind of filling that same space for me, and I'm really enjoying it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me.
Putting in work.
I've been drawing again, so check out my Instagram. Posted a few drawings on there.
With a bum shoulder.
Christopher.thomas.acker on Instagram.
I assume I can find those on your Twitter as well.
By the time this goes up, yes.
Very good. Very good.
I don't know how to link those together.
I don't know if you can anymore. I know
Okay.
you used to be able to.
And now Facebook's
You-
all up in it.
You can.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who's next? Tyler, what have you been up to?
Sure. Yeah, I was gonna say Luke, but
Okay.
this week I played some Battlefield 1
Yeah.
with everyone. I think that has the game. It seems like.
I
for you.
I haven't turned my Xbox on in a while, so the game would have taken forever to update. So that's why I didn't jump
Yeah,
on.
there's been some changes.
Yeah, there
is.
It was a lot of fun. I like Battlefield. For whatever reason, I don't know what changed, but I got really good at it in the last week somehow. I was wrecking people.
You
it was
were doing
great.
awesome.
It was a lot of fun. I watched a little bit more Video Game High School. I'm on the season 2 finale. Really enjoying that, although there's one character I just don't like, just because it's just so weird.
Look forward.
Okay. What
For
was
our
it?
audio listeners,
You
Chris
had,
is plucking.
You had a hair like that was about to go into your eyeball.
Oh, good.
So I got
Good.
it. Got it for
Man, that could have killed you.
Possibly.
I'm so glad Chris is back because Luke would never have noticed that.
And if he did, he would have just left it.
I'm never looking at Tyler's face. So.
you.
So
I'm looking at
always.
Brett's.
I have no idea. Fair enough. Oh, I played some Octopath Traveler this week.
Ooh.
Trying to return to that. I get interrupted a lot when I play it, but but it's a ton of fun. Still enjoying that one. I only have 3 characters so far, so I like to spend a lot of time leveling people, which I really shouldn't because I don't think I'm going to keep the same team. But other than that, not a whole lot. Pretty chill week. I played some paintball today, actually. Got shot in the shin and the top of the head, so that's good.
Oof.
Feel great. But yeah, just waiting for Spider-Man. It's kind of my.
Yeah.
I've entered waiting for
Yep.
Spider-Man mode. I'm super pumped for it. So,
Cool.
Luke.
All right.
Man, we're like zigzagging back and forth here.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That's right. So, if you listened to our episode last week, I'm going through the Harry Potter books and the movies, and I can't really remember what I said last week, if I had watched the first movie or not, but I did. But I finished Chamber of Secrets, both of them, and I finished Prisoner of Azkaban, both of them, and I'm in the middle of the Goblet of Fire book, and I just finished the second task.
Are you enjoying it?
Oh yeah,
I love the 4th book. It's my favorite one.
it's great. I'm really excited to watch the movie too, because I'm a movie guy. So like I'm picturing stuff from the movie. I'm like, oh, I'm really excited to see that again.
Now, you have not previously read the Harry Potter books.
I
correct?
have.
Okay, you have.
I have read them, so I know
Okay.
what happens.
I'm excited for you to go back through the 5th one because the 5th is my favorite.
The 5th was.
The 5th is great.
Yeah.
I remember the 5th being my favorite.
I mean,
Tyler,
Not me.
Tyler hated
Uh,
the 5th one.
The 5th one was my least favorite.
all right.
So
Hey, haters gonna hate.
that's right.
Anyway.
Sirius Black is my favorite character. in Harry Potter.
Now so before we move forward, I told Luke this when I mentioned this because we were talking about it the other day. The 5th book is my least favorite. That is not to say it is a bad book. It's
Yeah.
just my least favorite.
Yeah.
So let's clarify that. I do like it. It's just my least favorite.
Anyway, I finally finished Teen Titans, and I had never seen the last season of that show, which has the Doom Patrol in it, and pretty much every character Titan ever. There's probably like 60 characters in the second to last episode.
Wow.
However, the last episode drove me crazy. The last episode actually isn't a last episode. It feels like a tease for another season,
Mm-hmm.
where they show up after they beat the Brotherhood of Evil, spoilers, and Beast Boy sees Tara in the crowd and is like trying to chase her, and she doesn't remember anything from all the way back in season 2. And then it ends with a fade to white with the saying, "Things change." And there's like no closure. And I was like, are you serious? Like, what? That's how the show ended? So,
And then we got Teen Titans Go.
well, like 10 years later. But,
Sometimes
I-
things change.
yeah, that changed a lot. but I loved that movie. So, I'm really glad they're doing something with that with the DC universe. So, but also I saw the Meg again today
Nice.
Nice.
with my buddy. So that was a lot of fun. I still stand by my review. That movie's bad, but good.
It's a good bad movie.
It's great. It's a lot of fun. It's very entertaining. I did another thing, but I'm gonna save that for another time.
The thing that you and I did.
No, something else. I also saw 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh, is that the thing? You
That
were
was
No,
saving?
it's something
Oh,
else.
I was gonna say, I also saw 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I also did.
I did not.
We'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah, Brett, you go.
So I finished Disenchantment. I can't think.
Medieval Simpsons. Medieval
Disenchantment,
Futurama.
season 1. Yeah. So I finished that. It's pretty good. I don't know if the rest of you watched it.
No, is it made by?
Yeah, it's Matt Groening.
Oh,
I think that it's
gotta check this out.
it's the first season of a new show.
Yeah.
So it's not that strong. It does some interesting things. It plays to his strengths, but it.
If you had to compare it to early Simpsons, late Simpsons, or Futurama, which do you think it's most similar to?
I don't know if it's similar to that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Okay.
Like the comedy is still like late Simpsons Futurama comedy.
Because in my opinion, early Simpsons is great, Futurama is great, late Simpsons is not great.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know. Futurama style comedy.
Okay.
I don't think it's as strong as Futurama, but that's
Okay.
probably because I don't know the characters as well.
Yeah.
They do some really funny things, and it ends in a very unexpected way.
Okay. I'll have to
So-
check it out.
For me, season 1s are always
Yeah.
usually kind of I'll give it a Matthew McConaughey. It's all right. It's on a
Nice.
streaming service you probably have, so give it a shot. Let us know what you think about it.
He's all in on this. You can tell.
Text us. It's all right.
I guess.
Guys, I just sent my first tweet.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting online right now to look at this.
I also watched The Hitman's Bodyguard this week.
Oh, how was that?
Full disclosure, I watched this while doing other things. So I actually enjoyed it because I think because I wasn't sitting down totally invested in it. I think if I had been, I'd be like, there's a bunch of action movies that are way better and a bunch of comedies that are way funnier. And this movie is kind of a wishy-washy. It does things okay.
It's a good background movie.
It's a good background movie.
A white noise
I actually
movie?
thought that Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Gosling
Reynolds.
Reynolds. I thought their chemistry was pretty good, but no one else in the movie worked. And this came out last year, the same year that Gary Oldman won an Oscar. He also was like the villain in this movie, and it was awful.
The same thing happened with Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
He was in Jupiter's Ascending,
Jupiter's-
but he won for that.
The Danish girl.
The Danish
Danish
girl.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Must be a thing. If you want to win an Oscar,
You have to have
do a really good movie and,
and
a
a terrible
really
one.
bad movie. But that's the thing. It's hard for me to say that this is a really bad movie.
What'd you give it?
It's a movie. I didn't.
All right.
Probably straight to streaming.
Oh, okay.
Is it on any streaming services?
Yeah, it's on HBO.
Mm.
I know.
I
The
don't
one that
have
no
that
one
one.
has except for me. Sorry.
We have that at our house,
Uh-oh.
so you can watch it on the big TV.
It's true.
Speaking of HBO, is Sharp Objects over yet?
Nope.
Tomorrow.
Since we're recording on Saturday instead of Monday, I have not seen it because it comes out on Sunday. But you will be listening to this on Monday once this has already come out, and I will probably have tweeted about it, so go check my Twitter.
You better just text me.
At Brighton.
I will text you.
You better.
All
I'll
right.
be upset.
Is that everything you did?
Yes.
All right, then we can go into the news.
Yeet.
I got a couple things. In the Doom Patrol show for DC Universe, they cast Robot Man, and it's going to be Brendan Fraser.
Oh.
Well, it's his
a-
voice.
it's his
It's a
voice.
voice.
Okay.
But
I didn't know he was still working.
I didn't know he was alive. I'm going to be honest. But George of the Jungle is going to be Robot Man. So
Maybe it's time for his renaissance.
Yeah.
he's coming back.
To be fair, I don't think he's that bad of an actor. I don't think he's that great of an actor, but he's not that bad of an actor. He certainly deserves work if he wants it. I just don't
Yeah.
think he's gone and looked for it the past 5 years.
I really enjoy him in Scrubs. He has
Yeah.
a special guest star
Never
role in
seen
that. Oh my gosh, treat yourself, man. That one's a booyah. That show is amazing. That's one of my favorite shows of all time.
That was my first favorite show.
How many seasons is it?
8.
Nope.
There's 8, not 9.
Which-
There's 8.
Yeah. There's
Which-
only 8 seasons.
So you're telling me if I see a 9th season,
That just nope.
Just skip
Nope.
it. But also, it's 20-minute episodes,
okay,
so
they're
it's
easily digestible.
it's really fast to watch. It's
Yeah.
super easy. But yeah, next story from me. We got some casting. This is hilarious to me. Michael Pena and Ava Longoria are gonna play the parents of Dora the Explorer in the Dora the Explorer movie.
Live action movie.
Bring it on. I don't remember the name of Dora. It's the girl from Transformers 5.
Produced by who?
I've heard that's not true.
Really?
Yeah.
I hope it is true though.
But the rumor was it's Michael Bay.
yeah.
I hope so.
I do
So many
too.
explosions.
I hope so. That doesn't sound like a good joke, though.
Is it over here? Not anymore. Swiper, no swiping.
Swiper comes out of the woods with like some crazy transformer.
Listen, he'll probably come out of the woods and will be some upswinging shot of him going around him.
Slow motion.
Slow motion.
And the aspect ratio will change 37 times in the same shot.
I love it. All right. On
I
a more
can-
serious note, I'm moving on from that.
Yeah,
I can
no,
no
that's
longer
good.
see Luke.
I'm over here.
Chris, remember when I had your mic set up like that?
No, you
came
didn't. You didn't have my mic set up like this. It was up and pointing. It's totally different.
Anyway, continuing on as Chris does technical
I'm
stuff.
sorry.
It's
I'm out
okay.
of practice. I don't know how to do this anymore.
This is why we need the ability to mute individual channels.
Danny Boyle is no longer directing James Bond 25, and they're starting totally over now.
I am very concerned about James Bond.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'll be okay.
Is that still Daniel Craig?
Yep.
Yes, his
It's
last
his
one.
last one, yeah.
But I mean, I'm still. I love James Bond, so I'm still excited. Hopefully, they can get somebody good. Maybe James Gunn. No, it's
So I think the story that went along with that, correct me if I'm wrong, was that it was a split over creative differences. That the studio wasn't letting him be Danny Boyle and tell the story that Danny Boyle wanted him to. And we've seen in the last 3 years with Marvel that their best movies are when they just let directors do their thing. And so that's frustrating to me. I get maybe that there's a certain like point where you want Craig to end up because this is the end of his arc as Bond. But
yeah.
And it's confirmed that the next Bond is not Idris Elba, right?
Yeah, he confirmed
He
that.
said.
Yeah.
He said no.
Yeah.
One word.
Ugh. I mean, I think he'd be great.
that's probably a no as of right now, but my manager is definitely still trying to
Get me a giant paycheck.
yeah. That'd be my guess.
Yeah, but we'll see. But that won't come out for like another 7 years now. So.
Nope.
And then Craig will be like, "It's like glass in my eyes again. I hate it. Never want to do it." Dude's all over the place. Last story from me. To no surprise at all to anybody, I have to bring this up every week.
Please do.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has been delayed.
Indefinitely.
Huh.
And I like read something that they've met with one director, and I was like, yeah, they fired him. But
That was the headline I saw too. It was like delayed indefinitely. Have only met with one director. And I was like, wasn't it Gunn? Didn't they meet with him like last week?
but I'm still
I mean,
confusing. I guess not confusing. I guess annoying.
is this the best possible outcome?
Yes, I'm gonna say yes because I don't know who would direct it. Like,
We probably wouldn't get a director that would bring the same charisma.
yeah,
We would get characters who don't want to be there, who are going to give only 50%. Like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Drax, A, killed off in the first 10 minutes, or B, just be...
I bet it'd be just as good or around the level as Iron Man 2.
Yeah, probably.
If you would like to listen to a good podcast on that whole Twitter outrage, check out Cracked's podcast from last week. It is titled How to Separate Good Internet Outrage from the Evil Kind. So just give that a listen. It's very interesting.
Anyway, that's it from me. So if
I
you have
was
any
just
other
going to
news-
make the joke that Ron Howard could direct it.
Oh gosh,
Because why not?
Poor Ron Howard.
I think I made that joke.
You did.
I think-
And
okay.
I was hoping you would do it again. but-
No,
Every week.
one and done. That's what I always say. Said that once.
Do y'all see
Or
those
twice.
I've said it like 100 times.
Star Wars Episode 9
Oh, the leaked photos.
leaked photos?
I saw one of them and I was like, oh, they're crappy photos. I'm not gonna look.
Oh,
at
yeah.
them.
I didn't see these.
The photos actually don't reveal much, except maybe speculation on location.
I saw them like on the side of a hill that kind of looked like a backyard. Honestly, like I was like, wow, I'm just gonna skip over this. Move on to my next Instagram post.
So I'm gonna talk about it just because I don't consider it I don't
It's
think
speculation.
It's speculation, and I don't think it's really spoilers. Mostly because we don't know much about the location. It looks like a lot of concept art from the Disney World land. New location, Batu.
I was gonna say, is that the sister world to Jakku?
Yeah. I can probably just combine the two in my head. Yeah, so, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me that they want to tie in a location in their theme park to something in the movies. So,
Not there. That will be really loud.
Fine.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me either.
so just interesting. I'm glad that filming's underway. It looks like it's happening.
It's happening.
Fan outrage didn't kill Star Wars yet.
Woo.
Listen, fans got upset, but I don't think anything will really ever kill Star Wars. It might take another nap, but it will come back. People will always come back to Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Myself included. Even though I've been really upset over the last two movies.
listen, I'm not even gonna leave. I'll be there. I'll see a bunch of stinkers in a row, and I'll still be like, okay, when's the next one?
Yeah, it's still Star Wars.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, it is. That is my only news.
Oh, I thought you had more.
I had a couple more points, but they're not that interesting. There was the official reveal of the Spider-Man thing, right?
The
Oh,
logo.
The logo.
And it looks exactly how you think it would.
In July 2019.
Okay. So I have two
Sorry,
things.
I guess I had that in my pocket. Sorry, I didn't whip it out.
Okay. I have two things. Detective Pikachu got an official logo screen, kind of like Spider-Man. I whipped it out, though. That's Ryan Reynolds playing Pikachu next summer. So if that's your thing, it is my thing. I'm definitely going to go see it. Yeah, that's next summer. And then Hans Zimmer is coming out of superhero movie retirement to score Wonder Woman 1984.
Woo, yeah.
All right.
Luke and I had a small heart attack when I sent this to I had a small heart attack because I was listening to Hans Zimmer when I read the news and I was like, oh, what? No way,
Man,
So,
I want to go to one of his concerts.
I do too. I bet it would be amazing,
Dude, watch the net one on Netflix.
I need to.
It's awesome. It's a rock concert. It's great. You too,
So-
Brett. You should watch it too. You too, Chris.
So yeah, that's all I have this week.
So I have a few things. One, ZeniMax, the parent company of Bethesda, has filed for a patent for Nuka Dark,
What?
which is Nuka
Tell
Dark.
me more.
Nuka Dark was
Is that-
introduced in the Fallout 4 Nuka-Cola World DLC, and it's the alcoholic version of Nuka-Cola, and so they've filed for a patent to, I'm assuming, have a limited
We're getting
release.
Fallout beer is what you're
Yeah.
telling me.
Well, in the game, it's 34%, so more like Fallout rum.
Liquor.
Yeah,
So-
Fallout liquor.
What you're telling me is when it comes out, we're gonna have to.
I mean, we had the Statesman episode.
We did have the Statesman
We're
episode.
gonna
That's
have
true.
to
The best
review
part
it.
of Kingsman 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still have not bought that movie.
I'm waiting for it to get real cheap, then I'll buy it.
It'll be
Yeah.
it'll be on Black Friday for like $8 this year.
Yeah.
Sounds good to
Probably
me.
cheaper.
And then
Let's split it. I'll take the digital code. You can-
That's fine. We can do that.
buy the DVD Blu-ray combo pack.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And then the other news is the Xbox All Access rumors, which I was talking to Brett about this earlier, and he made a really good point that this will likely be officially announced this coming week with PAX. It was not announced at Gamescom, which was a surprise to a lot of people with all the rumors around it. But that is Xbox All Access. If you don't know what that is essentially a subscription service from Xbox that will include Xbox Live Gold and Xbox Games Pass and a console. So my current understanding of the rumors is I think it's like $30 a
So
month
for
for 2 years.
for 2 years. It's 2 years
Yeah.
for a X. For a 1X, it would be about $30,
Like
$34,
$33, something like that.
And then for a S, it would be 20,
Like 25.
like $25
Okay.
a month for 2 years. You own your console once you're done.
Yeah, so it's like a payment plan for the console that
Ugh.
includes Live and Games Pass.
You got to remember, you're getting all of Xbox's first-party games with Game Pass.
So then, what happens when it's paid off? Do you still have Xbox Live, or do you have to pay monthly for that?
I think
still?
at that point, then you just have to pay the
$10 for that?
$60 a year for
Okay.
Xbox
Probably.
Live Gold. So what was that $5 a month?
Yeah.
Um,
I love-
plus whatever Games Pass is.
I don't
10.
want Game Pass.
Okay, so $15 a month. So add another 15 or another, we'll say 20 on top of that for 2 years for the Xbox One X. So that's rounds out to like $480 just for the console, plus also paying for the services. So it's actually a little cheaper than buying a currently $500 system.
If what you want to do is play online games with your friends on Xbox, this is a great deal because it does save you money in the long run. It is the best value for your money in terms of you're getting Xbox Live Gold, you're getting an Xbox, you're getting a 4K Blu-ray player or gaming system if you go with the One X, and you're getting all of Microsoft's, now jokes aside, you're getting all of their first-party lineups
As they come out.
as they come out
Yeah.
on day of release. So when Halo Infinite launches, you'll be able to play that online with your friends.
Yeah.
You won't have to buy a physical copy of that because you have Game Pass. I think Game Pass is a great value for the games they have in there, even right now,
Mhm.
and that's without all of their huge AAA games.
Now, obviously, this isn't useful to someone who already has an Xbox.
Right.
I mean, unless you want to upgrade to an Xbox One X and don't want to pay the $500 right out the gate, break it up a little bit. The other thing that I could see this being very useful for is early adoption of next gen consoles.
Yeah.
So when a next gen console comes out, like I didn't get an Xbox One until a year ago because I was still playing my 360. I didn't need a one, and I got it last year finally because I waited for it to go down in price, and then I got the 1S eventually. After that went down in price, and so I could see this increasing the amount of early adopters of next gen consoles if they can, just jump on the subscription bandwagon. It's basically the same way phones work right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is the future of hardware
Yeah.
adoption.
Yeah, especially because I think that at one point people would buy technology with the assumption of this is going to last forever. I like there's a meme on the internet of like an e-machine computer or something that says the last computer you'll ever need to buy from like the mid 90s.
I had an e-machine. I loved that thing. It
Yeah.
was crap.
Yeah, no, e-machines are terrible. And so, but I think now, we've all grown up with technology. We understand you buy technology for an amount of time and then it becomes either obsolete or just
Just outdated.
outdated.
Yeah.
And so you move on from it. And so I think that they're changing their plan to fit that, which if this gets announced soon, I would think that we could expect at least news about a next gen console shortly after the first cycle expires. So 2 years after they start this program, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing a lot more concrete information about the next generation.
Yeah, I could see them doing a. They launched this fall, and then next E3 they come out and like, hey, here's our next console. We're really excited. It's this price, but guess what? We're
It'll
also
be
doing.
all
It's also
access.
part of the all access plan, and here's your price per month for that.
Yeah.
Their production is going to have to be so high if it is part of all access. Like those things are going to disappear like candy if it's part of the all access.
I just remembered 2 news stories. One's a rumor. One is actually happening. The rumor is one of the Handmaid's Tale directors is being looked at for Supergirl.
Oh.
To that I say, make a Man of Steel movie sequel, please. And the other thing is that I don't know if this genre, fits our genre podcast or whatever, but Crazy Rich Asians is getting a sequel.
Yeah, based on the second book.
Yeah. And I still really want to see that movie. Just
How is that not relevant to what we?
I've heard
I don't
things.
because I don't
It's a
know like
movie.
yeah I know but
Yeah,
we
it
won't
works.
like talk about it in full detail or anything. We'll be like, hey, I watched it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry if I offended you because you're like
I don't think it's a point of offense. I just think that I think that's
It's entertainment.
really cool. Good for them.
Sony should look at that and be like, hey, if you make a good movie, you can get a sequel. Man, I just love trashing Sony. I
Someone
think.
over at Sony would need to know what a good movie looks like.
Ooh.
Got him.
Ooh.
I like a number of Sony movies, just FYI.
Me too. But is that all the news? Because then we have we don't actually have anything to review for this episode.
we could give our quick review of 2001: Space Odyssey in IMAX.
So I'm down with giving a quick review and then maybe go more in depth on next week's episode.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah.
So sorry, listeners. By the time this goes out, you will have missed your chance to see 2001: Space Odyssey
Sad face.
in IMAX. So just watch it at home. So yeah, opinions on 2001.
So I saw this movie when I was in college. For some reason, we watched it in a business class.
Baffles me.
And I didn't like it. I watched it over about 4 or 5 days,
Incorrect way to watch a movie.
Yeah.
which is always annoying. Had to write a report over it, which ruins any movie.
Incorrect way to watch a movie.
And then also, like I'm in school, I want to go to my room and do something. I want to go eat in the cafeteria or whatever. I want to be with my friends. I don't want to have to sit here and watch this movie and stuff. But I did not like it. Like the breathing scene, it was just like, this is the most annoying thing I've ever seen in my life. Tyler's like, what the breathing scene? And then the ending, I was like, this has got to be the biggest joke of a movie ever made. But this movie's freaking amazing. And I'll just end it there. Holy crap.
That is such a testament to like the environment in which you watch a movie being so important. I'm gonna give this one a booyah, like hard and fast. Maybe the most booyah I've ever given any movie.
Oh, I didn't give a... Go ahead.
Go ahead, Luke. Please.
I would give it a fanboy worthy. Because, like, I don't know, when I think of a booyah, I think of, like, maybe like a 12-year-old kid, too. Because it is a G-rated movie.
Well, then I will give it a fanboy and I'll talk about that in our next episode.
About that next
I will
episode.
talk. I have opinions
agree.
about that for the next episode.
Because
It's not very... Here's my 2 cents, and we'll talk way more about it next episode. It isn't approachable from a modern cinematic
oh, no.
standpoint.
Okay,
man.
Okay, yeah. I definitely see your point in that.
But you're right. I agree with both of you guys in that, like, for me personally, as a lover of film and storytelling, it's a booyah. I'm gonna knock that down to fanboy worthy just because I don't think a lot of people do or will enjoy this movie if you haven't seen it yet.
So I think a lot of times when we have a fanboy worthy, we're like, oh yeah, if you're a fan of comic books,
You have to compare it to something.
I would say this is
I feel like.
if you are a fan of movies,
Yeah.
if you are a fan of film, of cinema, that's the type of fanboy worthy this is.
Agreed.
I stand by that.
Yeah, me too.
What did you think, Tyler? Just kidding.
Oh.
So
see it.
I recommend seeing it. If you missed it in IMAX, man, I would almost recommend just waiting for it to come back into IMAX because that was
Just find the biggest TV you can, get a kick-in sound system, because my favorite character, the music, is very important.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so
was fun.
tune in next week when we'll go a little more in depth.
We'll go way more in depth.
Should we
I have so
Tyler's
much to
gonna take
say.
a nap.
should we announce?
Yeah.
Should we make our announcement?
We did a thing
Yeah, we did some stuff.
where we're giving away. Oh no, Chris is getting real excited over there about.
he's showing off his shirt.
We didn't give away a shirt. We
Oh.
gave away.
Oops. What did we give
We
away?
also showed off the shirts while you were away.
What did we give away? I've been gone for so long. I don't know what's happening.
He did not watch our live streams.
Away the Avengers Blu-rays.
Oh.
So we're giving away 2 copies of Avengers: Infinity War, one via Twitter and one via YouTube.
The YouTube.
To make this even more funny, Chris is the one who did the
The
Yeah.
random
the
number
drawing,
Yeah.
and he
generator.
didn't even know what it
I
was
drew the
for
winner. I
then,
didn't know what they were. I
apparently.
thought we were giving them shirts. Sorry, guys. I personally think our shirts are pretty cool.
Thanks.
Contact us if you want to buy them. They're $15.
Get in touch.
Anyway, I don't remember who the winners are, so you're gonna have to do it.
So our Twitter winner is
Joel.
Joel Dick.
Joel Dick. Yes.
Joel,
Woo!
get in touch with us.
And
Yep.
our YouTube winner, longtime fan and longtime tweeter at us,
I'm excited.
Eric Exum.
Yep.
Congratulations, guys.
Been there since day one, so
We appreciate
we are
you.
pretty.
Yep.
We won't lie when we say we were kind of excited.
Yeah, we
when
kind of
picked his
celebrated.
name.
Yeah.
Like
He's
he
been-
earned this.
He's been tweeting at us since the very beginning, and it's always good tweets.
You know, I still have long conversations about that cereal soup question with
Yeah.
people I run into.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Are Pop-Tarts ravioli?
So get in touch with
Changed my
us. We will
yeah,
get
we'll-
those sent out to you.
By the time you guys watch this, we'll probably have DM'd you already.
Yeah,
So-
that's true.
Anyway,
Accurate.
But yeah, thanks. We will do more
More.
giveaways in the future of movies, shirts. I do want to do a shirt giveaway at some point.
Yeah, that's definitely what I thought we were doing because I've been so out of the loop.
We had talked about it at one point, and it's still in the cards.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Our shirts are
Dope.
awesome.
Yep.
Let me just admire it for a couple seconds. Very nice. Anyway, if you've been looking at our headline, you can see we're gonna try and figure out what the best licensed video game is.
Of all time. Can we give a quick rundown of what is a licensed video game?
A licensed video game is a video game that's based on something that's licensed.
So
Webster's Dictionary
when
definition.
there is a video game that is based on like other content, like if it's based on a movie, if it's usually based on a movie,
Usually.
those are licensed video games. We see
also
a lot
based
of,
on movies.
yeah.
And movies.
Yeah, and movies.
I mean, they can also be based on comic books or
TV shows.
TV shows or
Like
books.
Game of Thrones, Walking Dead.
Whoa. What about movies?
No.
Oh. Okay.
So
No, but movies.
It was
do
really
count.
hard to make this list because you couldn't include the movies.
Oh, is that right?
But we did include movies.
like classic example is basically any superhero video game is most likely licensed unless it's a completely original superhero, which
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
I don't know, maybe like Prototype.
What was the...
Infamous.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Infamous, yeah.
Maybe Crackdown too. They can do a lot.
Yeah, so those are the licensed video games basically based on other content. Which brings up an interesting point that I'll get into when we start talking about it.
Oh. So, how many were we supposed to pick? 2, 3? What? What are we doing?
You just pick your favorite.
Just
Yeah.
pick your
Just
favorite.
my absolute
Wait.
favorite.
Well, we said best. So best is a little bit subjective. You can choose your favorite.
Dude, I love being subjective.
You can. Well, we'll have a little discussion about why you think
Alright.
it's the best, and maybe that is you personally thought it was awesome, and therefore other people probably thought it was awesome.
Yep.
Or other reasons.
Okay, I'll go first because I've talked about this game before, and I probably won't go too long. But if definitely best in my opinion video game is Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
Such a good game.
I think this was one of the first good video games I played. Maybe that wasn't. I'm not gonna call Mario Kart or anything bad, but I mean it was just like a racer. But
It's like the first like single player story driven.
yeah, definitely one of the first, and it's a lot of fun. It's in the Star Wars universe. You get to be a Jedi or a Sith. You can travel across the universe in whatever order you want. You don't have to do the same things. You can choose different squads. Using Force Lightning is always fun. And then like you can change the story. Like I've talked a bunch of times about how one of my favorite gaming moments is when I saved Bastila. At the end of the game, you can save her or you can kill her. And I just think that's awesome. I didn't know that was a thing like in video games. And it's definitely improved since then. Like especially like BioWare did Mass Effect.
Yeah, as like
And
before they got acquired, BioWare is my favorite game studio.
yeah.
Between KOTOR and Mass Effect, there's so good.
Yeah, and just I don't know if I'm supposed to say like cons about it, but I will.
Go for
like
it.
the way you fight in it is I think it's fun, but at the same time it's like I wish I could actually
Yeah, it's-
like swing my lightsaber.
Yeah, because
Right.
it's turn
It's turn-based.
It's turn based, which then in Mass Effect it wasn't. So like, oh man, if they like just remade KOTOR in like
Ooh, I want that so bad.
to be like Mass Effect, that'd be pretty awesome.
That would be great. But like it was always so annoying though. Like you'd be running, and it was a really dorky run too in that game. You like swung your arms a whole bunch, but then like all of a sudden you just freeze, and you'd be like, "What? Where's the bad guy?" And there's like a frag mine like 40 meters away in the opposite direction. Like, oh come on.
Yeah, that's how Final Fantasy was too. Like you'd just be running. Like I'm thinking of Final Fantasy 8.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, you'd just be running, and then it's like, and then music would change, and the screen would just like dissolve, and then it'd pull up a fight. Turn-based combat games. Also, Octopath Traveler does that.
But yeah, I've played that game so much, and it's just a blast every time. I wish I need to figure out. I need to get that on my Xbox so I can play it.
It's available now, isn't
Uh-huh.
it? Yeah.
I have KOTOR 2.
It's available on it's available on mobile now. Not a
pretty
not a great platform for it. Hard to control.
But it's available.
Bad port.
But it's there.
I have KOTOR 2 like original Xbox disc, and I could play it on my 360. But it's the same game. Like
You can probably play it on your one.
probably.
I'm assuming it's backwards
But
compatible.
it's
Sure it
it's
is.
not as
One of
good
the
as the
best
first
games
one.
from-
Like you wake up on a ship with a dude that looks like Karth, and he's like, "Who are you?" Like blah blah blah. We've got to do this, and you're like, "What?" Like, and you got to like learn your force powers again. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, it was,
So I just play the first one
it was
because it's way better.
definitely a rehashing as opposed to like later with like the Mass Effect games where you could just like import your previous character,
Yeah.
your previous
Yeah.
save. So
Yep. But best game from Luke is Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
all right.
Let's go down the line.
All right, for me, one of the best licensed games ever made is Aladdin for the Super Nintendo.
Hey, I loved that game.
Yeah.
I loved that game. I used to play it all the time.
One of the reasons why I have this as one of my best / favorite is because this is a game that I played with my younger sister, who doesn't really play a lot of video games. So like we played through, like we beat this game when we were kids, like, and it was just so much fun. It was one of the few games I could sit down and beat in one sitting, because, old Super Nintendo side scrollers, and it was just so much fun. Like it felt smooth. Like it was. I really enjoyed it. The magic carpet ride level, getting out of the cave, was
Yes.
one of the hardest things I've ever done in a video game.
One of the best things
Yeah.
ever. Sorry, I got pumped when you said that.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, that's definitely up there as possibly one of the best. And part of it's just the nostalgia and the fact that I got to play with my sister. Like I don't think that Wave Race 64 is a great game, but I'll always have a soft spot for it because it was the one Nintendo 64 game that my little sister played.
Did you ever play Excite Bike?
I did not.
I loved Excite Bike. Sorry.
Yeah, so there's not much to it other than it was tons of fun. It's just a classic side scroller, like in the same vein as all of the licensed Disney games on the Super Nintendo. Like I think they had a Lion King game. Like they're all very similar, but man, I love the Aladdin game.
That's awesome. I was not
Alright.
expecting that one from you.
What about you, Tyler?
Can I use like a series or a franchise that is
think
licensed?
I think I know where you're going, and yes.
Okay. So my favorite licensed video game ever made is NCAA football.
Oh, never mind. That's not where I thought you were going.
Yeah, and it's in hot water, obviously with the likeness thing, but I know what you were thinking. You were thinking the Arkham games.
No,
Oh, what
I
did
was
you
thinking
think?
Kingdom Hearts.
No, that's another one. There's a lot of good licensed
Kingdom Hearts
games
is
out
like
there.
super licensed. It's
Yes.
it's
It's overly licensed.
heavily licensed.
But no, NCAA football. I'm a sports gamer. I love Madden. I love NBA Live, NBA 2K. I used to play the Tiger Woods golf games. But NCAA football just always stood out. Being able to play through, they had a Road to Glory mode where you'd play your high school senior year playoffs, and then you'd get scholarship offers, and you could play through college, and then you could export your player to Madden and get drafted, and it was just really cool. It was a really cool series. You could start as an offensive coordinator for a small school. You would sign like a 2-year contract. After 2 seasons, big schools could offer you. There was just a lot to do. And you don't get that anymore. Like Madden, they don't really have a superstar. I mean, you can put yourself on a team and play, but like they've never been able to match the NCAA career mode, which is so popular now in like the NBA 2K games, like the My Player modes and stuff.
Yeah, like I mean MLB, the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's a
show
very-
is close. The show has a really
Yeah.
good career mode. Road to the Show is what it's called. But no, NCAA football for me, absolutely my favorite licensed video game franchise, I guess. So
All right.
This is tough. I think personally, for me, I'll go with the Xbox, like original Xbox, Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Ooh, nice. I never had either of the original Battlefronts.
Had it on
Um,
PC.
Oh, nice.
What I did have was the Star Wars trilogy on DVD.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put the bonus features disc in an Xbox, you could play a demo of Star Wars Battlefront.
Nice.
And I played the heck out of that demo.
That is awesome. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
That's legit.
I don't have much to say about it other than it's super enjoyable and fun. And I think, for me, I think I appreciate games. One of my others was Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, which is for a totally different reason, and not because it's not fun. It is still fun, but that story was very different for a Star Wars story.
Mm-hmm.
That was, an anti-hero, essentially.
I hated that game.
Yeah.
I hated how you get so strong, but so does everybody else. It's like, come on. Like, I'm getting all these awesome powers, and they mean nothing because it just takes so long to kill people. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, no. But that's why I ultimately settled on Battlefront 2, is that it was super accessible. It was just fun, which I think most people play video games for fun, not compel. I mean,
I don't know.
I'm here to win. That's it.
like, there are games like The Last of Us, which are fun,
Oh, that
but
game is super
but
fun.
that its hook is not the fun.
Yeah, you play it for the story.
The hook
and
is the story,
Yeah.
and it's a darker narrative, and yeah, there's hope, but
There's always
this was
hope.
just kind of like a big, not open world. It's fairly big, just big for the time. Game where you get on with your friends and
Mhm.
split screen with AI, and at least on Xbox that wasn't common. I'm sure there were more PC games back then that were doing that. But
I played it on my buddy's PlayStation
Yeah.
too.
I
I
played
think-
it on the original Xbox.
I think overall, as far as like licensed content, I think it wouldn't be a controversial statement to say that Star Wars has the best licensed content in games.
I would agree.
I might raise that up a bit off my second one that I got coming for you, because the overall brand, I think, has some great games. I haven't played all of them. I've actually only played one, but I'm actually taking it in a whole different direction. Lego Racers 2, baby.
Ooh.
That's what I'm talking about. I've played this game way more than I played Mario Kart. It's not as good as Mario Kart, but man, this game was legit. Like, I was talking about them before, about a game that I played when I was older that I probably shouldn't have. But I reinstalled this on the computer, and I just sat down and I beat the campaign in like 2 hours. And that game had like online multiplayer,
Oh yeah.
which was lots of fun. Man, you driving around like in the city, you go through the cubes, you get the bulldog and it seeks out. Oh man, that thing was you get the bricks and you just blow everybody to smithereens. Loved that game. And it improved a lot, I thought, on the first one, which I thought also was very fun. But Lego Racers 2.
To maybe back up Chris's argument,
Yeah.
I do think that Star Wars Lego games are some of the best
Oh yeah.
video games. And
You got
just-
where I was.
and just
yeah.
pure Lego, like actual Lego sets. Like Star Wars has some of the best Lego sets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Halo, I love you, but get away. I don't want Mega Blocks.
No one ever wants Mega Blocks.
I did when I was a kid because I thought they looked cool. They weren't as good as Legos.
They weren't
I
as
will
good.
say that.
If you got Mega Blocks in like your stocking on Christmas, you're like, oh, was I a bad kid?
Man, I asked for those sometimes.
Why are these Legos?
So I
True
just
story.
pulled up on my computer because Luke was talking about Lego Racers 2. Lego Island.
Played-
You guys-
Oh,
you
Played-
guys-
yeah.
anyone?
Yeah, played the
Yeah?
snot out of that game.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember the part where you went to the medieval place and you had to joust?
Oh yeah. Dude, Lego Island was.
Me and my brother Logan could not get past that for the longest time, and then one day we just did, and we were like, "What the heck did we do?" We had no idea how we beat it. We actually never beat that game. We couldn't get up the tower at the end. We were too dumb, I guess.
I don't know if I ever beat it either. I think I just ran around a whole bunch 'cause it was just a cool
Just delivered
world.
pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's totally valid way to play.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it.
There's a game or a series of games that didn't come up that I think deserve recognition, and it didn't come from me simply because, don't hate me, I haven't played them, and that's the Arkham games.
Yeah.
I feel like we were kind of straying
Away
away from
from
those
it,
because
yeah.
we've covered them in so many episodes
Yeah.
already. But yes, those are fantastic licensed games. They are currently the best superhero licensed games ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
because especially superhero licensed games, were real rough for a long time.
Yeah.
When you get like Superman on the Nintendo 64 and like, all those games, like,
I played the Spider-Man game. I never played Spider-Man 2, which I heard was a lot better.
Spider-Man 2 is actually decent.
Me and Logan played a lot of video games together. Me and Logan played the Spider-Man 1. That game was hard. Well, at least it was for us.
Speaking of Spider-Man,
Yeah.
2 weeks.
yeah, and that's looking to be
That
It's
could be
looking-
the new king.
a very good superhero licensed
Mhm.
game.
Yeah.
It's taken a lot of cues from the Arkham series, so it's good that you brought that up.
Me and Tyler will go hard into that.
Oh
so.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be. I've already started to move a TV out of the living room and stuff and get ready to play it. Like I'm so
I like
pumped.
how
Building your
you're
man
prepping
cave?
your house for this game.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy a bunch of energy drinks and sodas and snacks and.
Hey, Chris, probably got a pocket on the inside of your jacket.
I know.
If you want to store your phone there.
Um,
And you look real cool putting it in. Pulling that, like,
I've got a question that I just thought of,
I might have an
Yes.
answer.
and I'm gonna kind of direct it towards Chris.
Okay.
So,
How was your week?
if you
It's really good.
make a video game off of licensed stuff, but that licensed stuff is a video game, does it count? Because Super Smash Bros. Just popped in my mind.
Yeah.
Do you have to license that stuff to get Super Smash Bros?
There actually is some licensing involved in Super Smash Bros. Because they're using not only Nintendo, especially more recently,
Yeah.
but even in the original, they were using Donkey Kong, who is not a Nintendo character. He's a Rare character. And so,
Diddy Kong Racing.
Rare is
I didn't know
probably
that.
making. Did they ever sell that, or are they still getting?
I think they're still, yeah.
It's got to be a nice little like
Well, and
chunk
then
of change every year.
in the more recent
having
Smash
to do
Bros,
nothing.
they've had Sonic,
You know?
they've had Snake
Mm-hmm.
from Metal Gear, which is like
OP? No.
Rare, like Donkey Kong and Rare totally made sense because he was still a Nintendo exclusive.
Yeah.
But like Snake, I feel like when someone thinks of Metal Gear, they think of PlayStation.
Yeah.
So that I was just like, what? Okay. And then-
Was Snake in the PlayStation's version of that game? What was it? PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale,
I have no idea.
the game that nobody played,
Probably.
Yeah, so there is a lot of licensing involved in that. That's
but we won't count it here.
yeah. We don't need to. I've just talked too much about that game in the past. So
Mm.
one I did want to bring up because I think it gets overlooked in the licensing discussion because a lot of people are unaware that it's a licensed property. But the Witcher games,
Oh yeah.
based on novels.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well,
That's cool.
based on is an interesting term.
Inspired by?
A continuation of the story of the novels.
Yeah.
So the novels are their own story, and then the Witcher games continue that story.
Is the Netflix series Netflix? Is it on Netflix? Is the
Yeah.
series going to be based on the books, continued from the books, or is it going to be on the games, or is it all one?
I think it's all one because
Yeah.
the original author I think has been involved with
the games
CD Projekt Red, like at least
for Wild Hunt.
as far as I'm aware. I could be totally wrong.
I always like.
Tweet at me.
And something may have been announced, and it might change.
I
Yeah.
always find myself going back to The Witcher and like wanting to play it, and then I
Mhm.
start. And I'm like, man, this game is just so big. Like, there's just so much to do, and I don't do it.
That's another topic. Not for today.
Games that are too
games that
big.
are too big.
Yeah, apparently like a ridiculously small number of consumers finish video games.
Oh yeah, even just straight up campaign, like
Yeah.
single player games
Like,
that
just-
have campaigns.
And I'm not talking about I'm not talking about like 100%ing it. Like
No.
I think the only game I've ever 100%ed is Mass Effect.
Oh, never mind. I usually do finish the game.
But I'm talking like just a very
It scared me.
in a lot of games, especially
Luke.
those bigger games like The Witcher or like even games like Far Cry and things like that. A very small percentage of gamers actually like get to the credits.
Yeah. The last 2 Far Cries I haven't.
Me neither.
Oh, dude.
You haven't
I
beat
know,
Far
I
Cry
still
5
haven't
yet?
beat 5. I'm
You
sorry.
should do it so you can let us know what you think. It's crazy.
Talk about a game that
I-
feels too big.
I watched Luke beat it.
I know it's not. I know it's not.
You can really streamline the crap out of that game
Maybe I'll
if you
just
want
all
to.
YouTube
Also,
how to streamline it, and then I'll.
Just do the big missions.
Yeah.
Just constantly do big missions.
So, speaking of licensed games, did any of you ever play
Back on topic.
Star Wars Obi-Wan on the
Mm-mm.
original Xbox?
Nope.
Not a great game, like critically not great, but I loved that game so much because you were playing as Obi-Wan from Episode 1. And you go through some of the story of Episode 1, some like they add some extra stuff. And like, probably pretty far down there on the list of great Star Wars games. But I played that game so much when I was younger because there was levels where I could like get out of the linear progression of the level
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of explore some of the map and then end up skipping parts of the level and jumping down to other areas. And I was like, and to me, as like a 12-year-old, I thought that was amazing. That was so much fun. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that one in there, even though I know it's not a good game. I know it's like, it had its issues, but I loved it.
One,
I have another honorable mention as well.
you can go ahead.
Kingdom Hearts. Chris brought it up.
Yeah.
I was trying to stay away from what everybody would expect me to say because I've talked about Kingdom Hearts quite a bit. Brendan, if you listen, I know you're a Kingdom Hearts guy. You're a bigger Kingdom Hearts fan than me, but it's up there as one of the better licensed games, I think.
Have you played any of like the handheld?
I have not.
Okay.
I have them
Yeah.
because they're part of the PlayStation collection that they put out for PS4, but I haven't played them.
Yeah.
Some quick honorable mentions for me, or at least another one. Injustice: Gods Among Us and Injustice 2. Not just like really fun.
Story.
Injustice 2 is, I think a lot of people call it the best fighting game that's been made. But like the story
of Injustice.
of is really, really good.
Yeah.
Including like the comic book series, which just ended,
Yeah.
gets a lot of praise from critics. Like people will really enjoy that. And I'm pretty sure he was supposed to only write 15 issues, and
He's
he's
written,
written
like-
over 100.
I was gonna say he's written like 3 or 4 years worth
Yeah,
of it.
it's
Yeah.
it
It's
really
outrageous.
picked up. But
Wow.
I think it's one of the better like going between universes stories. Like, cause you get a lot of stories like
It's an Elseworld story.
yeah, but like you get stories like Crisis on Infinite Earths. You get and like all those like going between the different universes, like
Yeah.
Flashpoint and stuff like that. And I honestly think that's one of the better stories that involves more than one universe.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's transcended the games and comics. I mean, Zack Snyder was heavily influenced by it when he
Yeah.
was. I mean,
unfortunately,
obviously, yeah, and obviously it didn't work out. But I mean, that was. I mean, if you read what he said after being let go or whatever, he's mentioned he was headed that way,
hmm
and I mean, the nightmare scene from BVS is almost.
that's the best part of that movie. But
Yeah.
it shouldn't be in there, which is so conflicting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just crazy how much that game has taken off.
I've got one honorable mention, and that is The Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Yes, loved that game.
I like the Two Towers game.
I like the
Oh.
movies.
Return of the King was way better than
I played on my GameCube.
Two Towers was you could only play as Legolas, Gimli, or Aragorn. And then
Did you just say all those as one word? Because it definitely sounded like it.
And then in Return of the King, there was
Strung 'em
three
together.
different paths. There was 3 different paths, and you played as like each member of the Fellowship. And then when you beat it, you could go back and play as like you could play as like Faramir and stuff.
Yeah.
It was And like you leveled up, like there's a little bit of an RPG element because you leveled them up and like put your skills in different areas. That game was great
It was great.
until the very last level when that was the only time you could play as Frodo. It was the first time you could play as Frodo. So he was super underleveled, and also Frodo's the worst character in that story. So
I used to watch this game. I never played it, but I'd watch my buddy play it, and it was. I don't even know if it's good. I thought it looked cool though. Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine.
I haven't even heard
Last
of that
quick
one.
shout out. Yeah, I've googled a list of Indiana Jones video games. There's probably like 30 to 40 here,
and
including the Lego ones. And
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
which I mean,
Indiana Jones Adventure World, in parentheses Facebook. So
Great.
Lego does like Lego video games are
Yeah,
pretty
they're
much
good.
great.
They're good.
They're good.
but which one's the best, guys? No.
Obviously, a classic licensed game, probably like in its particular generation of games, it was easily the best licensed game because there wasn't very many good licensed games in the Nintendo 64 generation. But 007 GoldenEye.
Yes.
Yeah. Probably should shout that one out.
Did you see
We did an episode on
the
GoldenEye.
creators of that game were talking about Oddjob? Did you guys see that
Yeah,
news story?
they officially declared that
If
using
you use
Oddjob is
Oddjob.
cheating.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw that this week and I giggled.
There is a like computer emulation of 007 that you can play with keyboard and mouse, and it makes that
Nice.
game like still like a still viable and awesome game. Because if you go back and try and play it now, like Nintendo 64 controllers are bad.
Yeah, they are. They are.
I've always thought they were bad.
You know. Speaking of Nintendo 64 controllers, this is really funny. Dana took my sister to her parents' house, and they have a 64 set up, and they were playing Mario Kart. And my sister picked up the controller and couldn't figure out how she.
You have
was
to hold the
supposed-
middle and the right.
She was like, "What? What is this?" Like, and it's funny because for us it was just normal. You just picked it up and played it.
Yeah.
But like now with modern controllers, to
Mhm.
try and go back, you're like, "Oh, this is terrible."
How they went from, I mean, obviously the early controllers, like they were just pretty standard. Just the bar controller, the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo controller are pretty standard. And then you go from that to the Nintendo 64 controller. And then from that to the GameCube controller, which they are still making. Like they're gonna reproduce
Yeah.
GameCube controllers for Smash because it's the best controller ever made.
That's an argument for another day. Is Tony Hawk considered a licensed game?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say
I think
yeah.
so.
Tony Hawk's Underground is another shout out for me. I
That's
love
a
that
good
game.
one.
Ooh, yeah.
Turn off, or turn on infinite grinding, and then just grind on the telephone wires in a circle and just rack up the points. We left it. I was spending the night at a buddy's house, and we left it going all night. It was awesome. We got a lot of points.
I remember
Yeah,
I got it
but-
for Christmas one year, and I beat it Christmas Day. Like I
Oh,
sat
wow.
down and just played it like
Wow.
endlessly.
Wow.
It was fantastic.
We need to have a discussion of like the
Controllers?
Best, no.
For hardware.
Well, we could do hardware or controllers. We could do lots of things, but I'm talking about like what are you? I can't even think of the word right now.
Use
Like
your words.
God mode or the best
Like
little
best cheats.
New-
cheats. Yeah,
Oh.
the best cheats.
Yeah.
Best cheats in video games.
Pepperoni pizza.
Zero Gravity and Tony Hawk PlayStation 2? Or Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, I mean?
Black Sheep Wall.
Ooh.
Deep cuts.
Big Daddy.
Lumberjack? Ooh, yeah. Big Daddy. E equals MC Trooper.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, those were the best.
R1, R2, L1, L2, left down, right up, left down, right up. That's Grand Theft Auto.
Yep, Grand Theft Auto. Get the weapons.
All weapons, baby.
Man, oh. Just shout out to Konami Code. But
Video
Yep.
game cheat.
So
Lots
did
of
we-
good games.
Did we have a definitive best licensed video game?
Aladdin.
I'll throw my hat in the KOTOR ring.
Jurassic Park. Side scroller. No.
Oh,
KOTOR,
dude, I
yes.
did like that
KOTOR.
game. Yeah. I'm going to go KOTOR being best licensed game. I think that Kingdom Hearts could make a real argument just because of, like, not only is it a licensed game, but it's licensing so many different
Mm-hmm.
properties
Licenses.
and is just like a solid game. A lot of times I think that if you see a game, it's like, oh, we're just a bunch of different licenses. It's might be a terrible game.
Yeah.
But no, Kingdom Hearts is great.
I would say Kingdom Hearts because I personally I can't say KOTOR because I've never played it.
Mm.
So like if I were to just be like KOTOR, it'd just be because everybody else said it. But no, I would say Kingdom Hearts, maybe the Arkham series.
And right now, I think that if you were to just hold up KOTOR and Kingdom Hearts like in a vacuum, yeah, I think Kingdom Hearts is a better game. It was also
Newer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had
influence
more
on it.
it
Yeah.
had some different benefits. And yeah, I was gonna say it was influenced for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it's also, I mean, it's, the whole, it's not only just Disney, it's also Final Fantasy. Like, it's kind of a melding of two different, and now Pixar. Like, so,
it's gonna
So
be
we
crazy.
think
beautiful game.
collectively, perhaps KOTOR, but again, it's all subjective.
Yeah.
What do you guys think
What is the
is
best
the
one?
best licensed video game personally for you?
What's
Yeah.
a great licensed title that we didn't mention?
Mm-hmm.
Tweet
Or
it.
show some
Tweet it
support
at
for
us.
what
There
we
was
did.
definitely some on my list I was looking at that I'd never played or even heard of that probably somebody really liked. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
for sure.
but
So send us what you think the best one is, or your favorite.
we'll maybe we'll read them off in 2 weeks. But do we have Twitter?
Twitter this week was all
I'm gonna play it anyways. Are you guys ready? It seems really hot. Maybe I should tone that down.
Twitter was everyone entering the giveaway this week.
That's true. Thanks
So-
for responding and retweeting.
And be on the lookout for more giveaways in the future.
What was the most common answer?
Also, what was
Thor.
Eric's
Thor.
and Joel's? Do we know what their answers were?
Joel's was Drax,
Drax. Yeah.
Yes.
who I don't really remember seeing in that
Interesting.
movie.
Interesting
Yeah, he was
choice.
invisible for most of it.
Yeah,
Tell you what though, he's loyal.
I'm pretty sure. I think I'm gonna say Eric said Thor.
I think he did too. I'm confirming that.
Thor was quality.
Yes, he said Thor.
All right.
Thor and Drax. Some solid answers. Nobody said Nebula.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure.
Have you guys seen the? Sorry, since you said Nebula, have you seen the rumor that Nebula might be the villain with Thanos and 4? And I was like, what?
What? Where did that come from?
I have no clue. I was like, what the heck?
People just throw rumors just to see what sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the people that were dusted are actually going to come back, but as their opposites. So
Dark
they're all going to be
versions.
bad. So it's going to be like Dark Spider-Man, and he's going to have red eyes and stuff.
It's gonna be in kill mode.
Oh, yeah. Instant kill mode.
Yeah.
No, that's not going to happen.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Oh, that's all we're doing for Twitter?
I think that's all we
sad.
got,
I always get
so-
really
Yeah.
sad when we don't have
Yeah.
Twitter questions.
Well, we
did-
put a lot of our effort towards the giveaway this week,
Yeah, that's
so we
very
We
true.
weren't.
didn't give you guys a heads up that we were recording on Saturday and
Yeah.
not Monday. So
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
sorry.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Follow us.
yes,
Subscribe. Follow.
I'm now on Twitter.
This way.
What is it at?
Subscribe.
Subscribe down here.
Where can they find you on Twitter, Chris?
You can find me on Twitter at TwitterlessChris. No I in Twitter, and replace the E's with 3s.
Love
Nice.
it. You can find me on Twitter at Tyler_19_Davis.
You can find me everywhere, all the places at Brightson.
And you can find me at the Boy Wanda, THE_BOI_WNDA. And you can. Oh, go ahead.
And you
Sorry.
can find us all at What the Fanboy on all relevant social media.
Yep.
All relevant.
So,
So not on
So
MySpace.
So
Yeah.
not Snapchat
or
and not MySpace.
not on
Yeah.
Facebook.
I actually did make a page for Facebook, but it's private.
Oh.
I just haven't. I did it a long time ago.
Thanks for tuning in.
Let us know if you want us to have a Facebook.
And tune in next
Next
week
week.
to hear our thoughts on 2001: A Space Odyssey and
Sci-fi in
just
general.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
Science fiction.
We're gonna have a sci-fi episode.
I'm going to talk about books.
We'll be
'cause I didn't
light
see 2001.
or non-existent on news because we're recording that episode right now.
What? Hey,
Spoilers.
throw me popcorn.
Cut.
No. Don't cut. No, that one actually flew good.
All right, let's do this. I'm supposed
Ah, darn it!